What up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Matt White. I know it's been a while since I reviewed TV shows. I often don't do that as much. I mean, I know that that's what my channel is about. Like, I review movies, and then I review TV shows, and then I do act, and I post acting challenge videos, which most of the videos I haven't done in a while. So now I'm going to review a show that I really love that came out recently, an animated DC show called My Adventures with Superman, which is supposed to be a show that was supposed to be exclusively to HBO Max, but then they decided to move it over to the Adult Swim. But then later they decided to premiere on the Adult Swim the day before it drops on Max, which I thought it was an interesting thing, and I was so glad that we now can still watch the show and have access to it on Max. And I was very intrigued when they were going to do another Superman animated show, which is something that they haven't done in the while since in the late 90s. But it was going to be a little bit different and a little bit something that hasn't been done before. But also, it's following the same origin story for Superman that we've seen countless times before in other iterations. And this is where we're seeing Clark Kent in his early days before he becomes a tropical reporter, especially Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen. The whole show revolves around the three of them, the trio. And I thought that they did it so well. And this is going to be before they become the journalism that we now know and love, and especially with Jimmy Olsen becoming a photographer for the Daily Planet. And this is just about the three of them working in the early days of the Daily Planet by cracking cases and stuff and working together and do their whole try to become a reporter. And it's also revolves around Clark becoming Superman, which even though he becomes Superman, he's still trying to discover who he is and where he comes from, because he still doesn't know where he comes from. He knows he has all these powers and he wants to use it for good. And he was able to live a double life. And I thought it was delivered so well. I love the animation. I love the trio with Clark and Lois and Jimmy. I thought the three of them worked so well together. Yes, it's super cheesy, it's super corny, but it works. It all because as long as you deliver the heart, deliver the writing, and some of the drama for dramatic moments, it's all forgiven. And they delivered on the fun. Yes, there's a lot of villain of the week episodes that are Superman's rogues gallery, but by the time you get towards the end of season one, they really start to unfold and it starts to move forward with the main story. And when Clark is discovering of where he comes from and he's trying to communicate with Jor-El, he can't communicate well because his biological father, Jor-El, speaks in a Kryptonian language. He doesn't speak English. So he still discovering of who he is, and he still can't figure it out. But he will still do the right thing no matter what. Even if he was made to come here to conquer or be the savior, he makes the choice to become a superhero to the world and become the world's greatest protector. And I thought they did a great job of seeing Clark just like struggle with his abilities and learning as he goes along when he goes out to save people. And the banter between him and Lois was so well done. I thought it was the chemistry between the two of them was great. Jimmy Olsen, yeah, he did come out was very annoying, who is Clark Kent's best friend. I thought that he continued to grow on me, and he was a very well fleshed out character. And I thought the three of them working together was great. The animation style was great. It was made by the studio from South Korea, which Studio Mirror, if I remember correctly. I can't remember. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I thought that the animation style was very well done. It come off as a little bit of a more of a Japanese anime, and the way that they did the action set pieces felt very more of a Sailor Moon style, but I thought it was very well executed. This is another great Superman content because I always want more Superman content, because Superman itself has always been in the sidelines for a long, long time, and we feel like we didn't get enough of it. I mean, now we're getting a little bit more, especially with James Gunn's upcoming Superman Legacy. We already got the CW show called Superman and Lois, which is a show that you should definitely check out if you haven't already. You can watch the first 3 seasons on Max, it's another great Superman content, and I really cannot wait for season 2. Now it's officially greenlight. By the time you get to episode 9, the season 1 finale, it increases the stakes, and I thought it was great. I thought it was very well delivered by the end of the season, and it kept me wanting more. My only negative is that I thought that after he's done battling with these rogues gallery, I felt like it was resolved so quickly. I felt like they should have stretched it out a little bit more. but it wasn't enough to pull me out of the show. It kept me wanting more and more, and I couldn't get enough of it. And I'm glad that, and this is going to be a minor spoiler. This is going to be the point where Lois finds out that Clark Kent is Superman, and I'm glad that they did it a little bit soon, because then it wouldn't be as believable, because we know that Clark Kent is wearing glasses and changing his behavior, try to avoid the suspicion that he is Superman. But as he bonds with Lois and Jimmy, there's it always, we know we have to suspend our disbeliefs and into believing that there's no way that Clark Kent is a superhero, but it would be so ridiculous because you got to know the guy, and you're gonna put two and two together. And I'm glad that Lois was able to figure out quickly. Loved the way that she was able to find out that he's Superman. Even Jimmy, which there's a scene where he just says, "Yeah, I already know you're Superman. I was waiting for you to tell me when you were ready to tell me that you're Superman. I didn't want to be the guy who calls you out on it. I wouldn't be a good friend if I did." Yeah, I know this is a minor spoiler, but if you have not watched the show, but you know what? It's been out for a while and most of you had a time to watch it. But definitely check out My Adventures with Superman when you get a chance. It got me more excited for season 2. I can't wait. This is another great Superman content that I was hoping for, and it was delivered well. It could have been delivered poorly, and the voice actor that played Superman is played by Jack Quaid, which you may have known him from the series on Prime Video called The Boys. I thought he did a great job of playing the iconic role. I really believed him as Superman, even though he's voicing the character and not in live action. But I thought his dialogue and his delivery and his performance was great. I loved it. Now, have you seen My Adventures with Superman? What did you think of this show? Did you really love the first season? Did it live up to your expectations? Or were you someone out there that thought it was not good and it was very disappointing and it just wasn't made for you? But I would love to hear your thoughts. Jump down in the comment section below. I would love to hear your opinion. And if you want to follow my social media platforms, the links will be down in the description down below. Subscribe to my channel and help me increase the numbers. I would really appreciate your support. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it if you guys did. And I hope you guys have a great weekend, a great day, great evening, wherever you're from, and stay safe.